education and related fields to do a master's degree or even a complementary course at a state or state recognized institution in Germany. Duration of funding is between 10 to 24 months, and scholarship value is same, which is for other programs for masters. It's 861 euros per month plus additional allowances. So the deadline here is 30th of September. Related and similar program, but in the different subject fields that is in front of you: fine art, design, visual communication, and film, besides music and performing arts. Here, the thing to note would be the deadlines. So please make a note of different deadlines. Coming to research grants or doctoral programs in Germany, it is basically for highly well qualified individuals who have either completed their master's degree in first class or they're about to finish their master's and are enrolled in the final semester. They can apply to do a full-fledged PhD degree program at a German university or even at a non-university research institute in Germany and across all subject fields. So like we shared with you all about the master's program, which are in limited subject field, for PhD, there is no restriction. You can apply to do a PhD across any subject field. It could be the individual or structured. They're both funded by DAD. Duration of funding is up to 4 years. One main eligibility criteria which runs for, it's like an underlying eligibility criteria for all the long-term programs, is that your last academic degree should not be older than 6 years. So if you're applying for DAD funding, please make sure that your last academic degree is not older than 6 years. So scholarship value includes 1,200 euros for monthly stipend, lump sum travel subsidy depending on which country you come from, health, accidental and personal liability insurance by DAD, and also German language course. So DAD offers a German language course as well under this program and most of the long-term programs. The deadline is 20th October. The portal is open. Portal usually opens 6 weeks prior to the deadline. It's online through DAD portal. I will show you the slide just to give you a glimpse of how the DAD portal looks like in the coming slides. So please pay attention. Next is binationally supervised doctoral degree or COTUTEL. It is basically for PhD scholars in Bangladesh who are doing their PhD already, but their PhD registration is not older than 3 years. They can apply to do an integrated research phase in Germany, provided their research proposal has been jointly supervised and agreed upon by the home as well as host German university guide. The duration of funding is up to 2 years. Again, you can do that and in any subject field. The subject field is not a limitation. And the scholarship value is same as in the case of previous one I've already shared, and the deadline also remains the same, 20th of October. Now coming to in-region scholarship program for master studies at IIT Bombay. It is basically that you have the students from Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. When I say students, 4-year bachelor degree holders, they can apply under this program to do a master's degree at IIT Bombay, but in selected subject fields, which are development related subject fields. And the fields are, I'm actually naming the fields because these are the fields you can do your master's in under this scholarship scheme: renewable energy, climate change, engineering, public health, and good governance. Now, under engineering, there's a list of 25 odd programs that you can apply for. The duration of funding would be 2 years, same as the degree, MTech degree at IIT Bombay. The scholarship value is 300 euros per month, lump sum travel subsidy, annual study and research allowance, which we give at the beginning of the academic semester, of 460 euros, printing allowance, which we give at the end of the academic your degree, It's around 400 euros. You also get an opportunity to do a study and research stay in Germany for up to 6 months. And DID partially covers some of the components of the fees applicable at IIT Bombay, but we do cover admission fee, tuition fee, and some other fees like examination or registration. We also pay for the insurance. So deadline is 15 November. The DID portal will open on 1st of October. So please check our website for more details. Now coming to in-region scholarship for PhD studies at IIT Bombay, it is basically for the South Asia region. Postgraduate students having 2 years master's degree can apply to do a doctoral degree at IIT Bombay under these subjects, which are mentioned on the screen. Again, the same programs for up to a period of 5 years. Even if the PhD degree at IIT Bombay is lesser duration, DID is funding it for 5 years. And this is the scholarship value. It is almost double of what we were offering to master students. So it's 500 euros monthly stipend, annual subsidy is 920, and printing allowance is 800. Here also, PhD students get a chance to do a study and research phase in Germany. The deadline is 15th November. So basically, just a little background about this scholarship program, how it came into existence, how was it conceptualized, is basically it is funded by the ministry, BMZ, which is Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development. It started in the year 2015, and so far we have funded around 40 scholars at IIT Bombay under these subject fields. And so the main objective of this program was basically to give you an opportunity to study at one of the top ranking premier institutions of India, which is IIT Bombay. In fact, according to the latest QS ranking, it has been ranked on 2nd position in India. And besides that, the main aim was to enhance the student mobility and also strengthen academic cooperation within the South Asia region. DID offers many programs which are for Germany, but this special program is for the region. And besides that, IIT Bombay is known for imparting quality education, and you will be able to gain the knowledge and expertise and skill set, to develop, do capacity building for sustainable development, and also contribute to the growth and welfare of your home country. So that is the motive and objective of this program. It's a very good program. We will probably hear from Roshan Jha, who did not only his master's, but also is currently doing PhD at IIT Bombay under the same scheme. The highlight or the USP of this program, if I may say, is not only to study at the one of the best institutions in India, but also it gives you an exposure to international study and research landscape of Germany, because this program includes integrated research stay in Germany for up to 6 months, and it also gives you an opportunity to do a 4-week summer school in Germany. So this is like an avenue. It opens up various avenues. Once you go to Germany, you want to come back, maybe do your further studies or research. It's a very good program to give you a sneak peek into German study and research landscape. Now coming to DID application process, it will be rather quick. So there are mainly 4 points that you should take care of. You should read the announcement, which is available at funding-guide.de. You should prepare documents. So every announcement will give you a list of documents which you should adhere to submit to DID. Incomplete applications are not processed by DID. That is one thing I can tell you offhand. It's also an indicative list. There'll be more documents which would be asked depending on the program. So, but offhand, I can tell you we'll ask you for application form, CV, your letter of acceptance, letter of motivation, reference letters, and your academic supporting documents. Next step would be to register and apply on the portal. This is mandatory. You have to log into portal.did.de and apply for a scholarship program of your choice. Final step would be the submission on the DAD portal. You can finalize the application and generate an application summary that has to be sent to DAD. So this is how the portal looks like. Please don't prefix it with www. It's only portal.dad.de. And once you register, you will land on this page. Please refer to the personal funding, that is your domain. After that, click on application and there will be a drop down menu here and you can choose the program. It is of course a mandatory step. You can choose the program and start filling the form, uploading it, uploading all the attachments and finalizing your application summary. So these are some of the do's and don'ts. I'm not going to read them out. Just give a cursory glance so that you know how to go about the applications once you're filling them up. So just make sure that your scans which you have to upload are in Adobe PDF format only, otherwise there will be technical errors. And please make sure that the scans are legible, they're readable and clear. And also that application portal might get choked if you apply last minute. So please apply well in advance to avoid any complications. So to sum it up, DAD offers scholarships at master level in these limited subject fields. We do not have any scholarships available in STEM, IT or management fields. So if you have any queries regarding that, I'm afraid the answer would be no. The programs I've shared with you are the only programs that are available except for in-region, which has other subject fields also. And for PhD, however, it is open to all subject fields, be it PhD, full-fledged PhD, the traditional or structured way, or the sandwich model. These are our contact IDs and our websites. You can take a snapshot or you can click a photo. It will be easier to reach us later on. So before we jump to the questions, may I request Roshan to say a few words about his experience at IIT Bombay. What is he currently doing and what are his future plans? Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you are audible, Roshan.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Roshan Jha from Nepal. I am pursuing a PhD in climate science at the Interdisciplinary Program in Climate Studies at IIT Bombay under the in-region scholarship scheme. And prior to this, I completed my master's degree in water resources engineering from the Civil Engineering Department at IIT Bombay under the original scholarship program. So when I was deciding whether to join IIT Bombay, I was thinking mainly about academics, future opportunities, and the finances associated with living and studying. And after 4 years, I can say IIT Bombay excel in both academics and opportunities because you have lots of opportunities to do and to pursue for further studies or research or industry. And regarding the finance, frankly speaking, DAD never let me worry about it because it covers all the things like tuition fees and other living costs, everything. And the funding from DAD is one of the reasons that I enrolled in a PhD at IIT Bombay after completing my master's degree. And not only the regular funding, I attended one of the 6 available summer schools in the university in Frankfurt for a month. So over there, it was a very nice experience over there. And apart from technical knowledge, I learned a lot about German culture through weekend trips to headquarters in Bonn. It's the DAD headquarters, and also many museums, Rhine valleys, and made lots of friends from Africa, Myanmar, Nigeria, Ethiopia. So finally, I would say DAD scholarship at IIT Bombay is the best option for people who wants to be in the region, in this region, South Asian region, and want to learn, to explore, and to lead in their fields. Thank you, Pooja.
Thank you, Roshan. That was very enlightening and very encouraging, I must say. If you have any admission related queries or anything about studies or stay at IIT Bombay, you can direct your questions to Roshan. But for scholarship related, you can ask Ms. Anurupa Dikshit or myself. Request Shumon to take over the Q&A. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for your excellent presentation and thank you for sharing the experience, Roshan. Thank you. So, as you know, we have already instructed you. Please type your question in the Q&A section because we will not be looking at the chat. We will looking for your question in Q&A. And some questions we may answer you in typing format, or some question I'll focus to our scholarship colleagues, so they will answer. Let's see the questions. Jannatul is asking, there is no scholarship in IT. Yes, Anurupa, would you like to take this question regarding IT scholarship? Or
yeah, thank you. We don't have a scholarship in STEM subjects, IT or management, for anyone from the region. So our scholarship is open, our PhD scholarship is open to all subjects. Pooja, if you could go to the earlier slide. So we would like you to go through the slide carefully and understand that we do not have scholarships in STEM subjects, IT or management. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I may add, for in-region scholarship, however, yes, there is software engineering, which is included in the program under the engineering subject.
Not for Germany.
Not for Germany, but for IIT Bombay. You can check the engineering subject fields in the chat function, which all are funded under in-region. Thank you.
Right, Mamunur Rashid is asking, is there any exception for the criteria of last academic degree should not be older than 6 years?
Pooja, go ahead.
Yeah, there is no exception, I'm afraid. See, if you are applying on your own without DAD funding, then you can. There is no such restriction. But if you're applying under DAD, this is a very strict eligibility criteria. So yeah, 6 years must be adhered to.
I see a question here. Is there any course or scholarship? Since we have already discussed that there is no scholarship in STEM subjects, science-related subjects in Germany, but yes, definitely there are courses. So if you need to know more about how to select course or how to find a university, you can attend one of our other sessions, which we regularly, organize. That is, study in Germany for bachelor, master's, or PhD. And you can also visit myguide.de. This is the most latest website or tool that we have. So you can simply go there and create an account and search for your courses. Yes, please put a highlight on the language requirement. Asking, is it necessary to know German?
If you are doing a PhD in Germany and it is not in the field of law and medicine and pharmacy, then it is not required at all. But again, even if you're doing a PhD in the field of law, for example, if the professor tells you that the whole research can be done in English, then there is no requirement of German language competency. In any case, if you apply for a DAD scholarship, there would be a German language course, a preliminary basic course on which you can further build on. But for the application, there is no requirement of any language course scored in German language.
Okay, regarding money, there is a question: how much money DAD will provide with all of taxes? Already, our colleague Pooja already mentioned it. Pooja, would you like to repeat it? I mean, what is the funding? Yeah.
So for IIT Bombay in-region scholarship program for masters, this is the funding available. You can click it. However, for PhD, it's almost double. Thank you.
Okay, I think Nusrat had a question. How much money does DAD pay for a PhD with all taxes? I think this question could also be open for DAD PhD full scholarship in Germany. So you get 1,200 euros. Because it is paid out of German taxpayers' money, you don't pay any taxes, plus health insurance, plus a language course and travel lump sum is what you will get. Thank you.
Fahim Anand is asking, do I need any acceptance letter from university before I apply in the field of architecture, Anrupa?
So this would be for the study scholarship in the field of architecture. For this, you don't need any acceptance from German university. At the time of application, confirmed admission is not required. What you do is when you fill the form, there is one form in the announcement under application procedure tab, which asks you to fill details of up to 3 programs where you would like to take an admission. So you just fill those, submit all the documents which are mentioned. Deadline is 30th September and no need for admission. You can, because the timeline for the admission into the university program and the DAD scholarship, they are different. So it's not required. Thank you.
And Rupa, another question for you. Is there any scholarship for Indian classical dance?
To do what? Masters?
Summit?
Should be masters, right?
Should be masters, yeah. I think it's that performing arts.
Performing arts, I think not.
Yeah, we have not received any application so far for that.
Also, plus the thing is, it's quite possible that you do something wherein you are utilizing your knowledge of Indian classical dance into doing some research. Maybe you should look for courses, as Shumon had already mentioned, MyGuide website, myguide.de. You can give details of, say, dance as a subject, and then look for where it is available and check their websites, maybe communicate with the professors there and find out if there is a possibility of doing research or doing a course there, but not in pure classical dance and Indian classical dance.
Next question is by Afsan. He's asking about IELTS requirements for in-region scholarship. Yes, there is a IELTS or TOEFL requirement. The band would be mentioned in the announcement, but it's 6.5 overall and 6 in each section. In case you do not have that, there might be a possibility, I'm not sure as yet, you can check in the announcement that you can give a certificate from your university, home university, stating that your higher education or your bachelor's or master's was in English medium. But it's better to take IELTS because it adds to the overall candidature of your application. So it'll help you, it'll give you an edge over other applications. So it's always good to have IELTS, TOEFL or TOEFL. Thank you. Roshan has also answered. Rubaid is asking, Anurupa, is there any scholarship in journalism? I'm a professional journalist looking for a master's.
Okay, we do have this international media studies under the EPOS scholarship. You can visit the website of the Deutsche Welle Academy, or you can just look at the announcement on EPOS, and then you will see all the courses. This is at University of Bonn. I can quickly check if they need knowledge of any knowledge of German, because this course might be in German. So then in that case, it might require knowledge of German. So bachelor's degree, 2 or more years of professional experience in a media related field, very, very good knowledge of English. So it means you should have IELTS band or band 7 or higher. Of course, you don't need knowledge of German. It's a course in English. So you could apply for that. But here again, as is already mentioned, your last degree award should not be older than 6 years, and you should have a 4-year bachelor's degree. And if you have done master's, then this 4-year rule will not apply, because you would have already done kind of 5 years since you left school, and then you can apply. There is no exception to the 6 years award, that last degree being awarded more than 6 years ago, except for if you had some chronic disease, illness, and you were confined for a reasonable amount of time. One can document it, and one can check with the head office if they're ready to give you the exception. Or in case you had babies, no? The women candidates, if they were on maternity, so 3 years except relaxation is available to them for each child born in the last few years.
Thank you, Anurupa. Another question. I think Salman means 6 years ago. His PhD is, it's not 6 months, but 6 years. So we'll ignore that. I think you've got your answer. But there's a question related to EPOS. If textile engineering is included in EPOS, provided they have 2 years of relevant work experience.
There is a course in textile engineering, but what is very important to understand that this particular program is, I think, completely in German. And you need to prove very good knowledge of German. So to begin with, when you apply, you should already have a B1 level certificate, and at some point of time, you will also have to appear for some more exams. Yes, it says test staff 4 or DSH2 has to be submitted. So very good knowledge. This program is completely in German, and you should have very, very good knowledge of German. And if you're not able to prove your language competency, then your scholarship, even though you showed B1 at the time of application, your scholarship will be cancelled.
Thank you, Anurupa. Another question for you. A PhD stipend per month are available for a certain period of time or as long as one individual completes his or her PhD? It's
Okay.
up to 4 years.
Yeah, and you can also tell about in region.
Yeah, it's also 5 years.
So duration is fixed. If you do not complete your PhD within maximum of 4 years in Germany and maximum of 5 years in IIT Bombay, and if you need extra time, this is fine, but you will have to stay in either of the locations, spending your own money. Correct, Pooja?
Yes, yes. What is the deadline for submitting PhD application for 2023? So we work 1 year in advance. So the portal is now open till 20th of October for the PhD funding starting in 2023. So now is the time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. How can I manage a supervisor for PhD, Anurupa?
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to talk to your seniors, academic seniors in your home institution. Maybe they have connections to Germany. The other options could be to use the links which are available on our website, dad.in, or your Bangladesh website to see to go under study and research in Germany and check the information on PhD. So there would be certain links which would be available there, and you could use those links. I can also post some links here. You can use them. Then you can also look at the university. You can look at the journals into which your area related research is published. You can use that. You can also maybe see if you have some seniors who are in Germany, and you could talk to them, find out if they can give you support. So I have posted some 3-4 links. You can use those links. Thank you.
Anurupa, if you could also post AVH link. Somebody wanted to ask about postdoc. So that is Mohammad Tipu Sultan. If you could reply to him, timestamp 3:1. Thank you. Or we will post it in the chat. That would be better.
I have posted the link in the chat box. But then you should ideally talk to your own professors in your field to see where you can do what, and if you can get funding there. And in any case, IIT Bombay also you can do a postdoc also without funding, right?
And then we also have DAD DLR joint postdoc for 1 year, but that's in the field, very specific field of space, energy, transportation. Yes. Okay. Then we have Amopsa. The max study gap for pursuing a master's is actually only 6 years. It's not very clear, I'm afraid. Please rephrase your question and ask again. Sajad is asking, can you please share the presentation file with us? I'm afraid this is not possible. We do not share the files. It's data protection. But you can attend. We will be conducting many more sessions. You can attend the presentation. The sessions are registered on our website and you can attend. What are the main selection criteria for PhD scholarship? Abdul Al Muhammad would like to know from you, Anurupa.
Okay, first of all, your application should be complete. All documents required, application form, your CV, letter of acceptance, your proposal list, timeline, list of publications if you have, bachelor's degree mark sheets, master's degree mark sheet. These are absolute requirements. Any other things you have, that all should go into your CV. So we will go through your application. I think this question everyone can go through it. It is the similar process even for other programs, that we will look into your application which you have submitted on the portal to see if your application is complete and if it is formally correct. So in case there is a lady who has applied for PhD scholarship and her last degree is older than 6 years, and she then makes a case that she had 2 children in between, then we will take further relaxation. Then we send, after all this preliminary investigation into the application, we will send the application to a panel of German and Indian professors who will look into the proposal which you have submitted. And once they shortlist you, we have an interview. Interview takes place online for Bangladeshi candidates, and it would be your performance, how well you know your subject area, your research proposal, how well you defend it, how well you explain it, will go a long way, apart from your academic qualifications. And then the panel will make a recommendation. Thereafter, the scholarship is offered. Yeah.
And as far as, thank you, Anurupa, as far as in-region is concerned, I can tell you the process very briefly. Selection, the eligibility criteria is clear. I've already mentioned for master's, you need 4-year bachelor degree, and for PhD, you need 2 years master's degree. And your degrees should not be older than 6 years. First, you apply to DAD from 1st October till 15th November. With all the documentation. DAD will pre-screen your application for eligibility, formal eligibility, and complete documentation. If it is complete, we will request you to apply to IIT Bombay. Their application portal will open from 1st January to 31st January. Once you apply there, they will be either based on your application, there might be interviews, there might be written test, but you do not need GATE score as far as I remember. But only civil engineering department asks for GATE if your bachelor degree is from India. Once they pre-select you, they will share the list with DAD, and DAD will, based on their feedback, and there will be a selection committee in DAD Bonn who will go through your applications and award a scholarship. So this is the process, and by end of April, you will get to know the result. So it's a long process, long drawn process, but a very effective one. And only the deserving candidates will make it to the cut. Thank you. Mohammed is asking, how can we contact masters professors via email or letters? Any suggestions?
For masters, you don't need to connect with any professor. So you apply to the course
program,
the program, and then the university makes a decision if they will select you or not. You don't need any professor. You only need a professor if you are applying for DAD PhD scholarship, wherein you would need the acceptance letter from a German professor, not otherwise.
Another question from Rabiul Islam, Nurupa, for you. I have done my BBA and MBA from finance. Can I do PhD in public policy?
You can do your PhD in any subject as long as you can convince the professor that you have the right kind of academic caliber, and you have the background and the basis for being able to do something in the field of policy, public policy, or something similar. There is no problem. If we don't have it, we will not look into your proposal and see, okay, he did this, and why is he doing this? As long as the German professor is convinced. So you need to do that. Please note, we need a IELTS score for all people applying for PhD scholarship, for any scholarship, as a matter of fact, even in region programs. So you do not require to ask this question again and again, that you will, if you require something, if you require a language score or not, it's mandatory in any case. Thank you.
Let me take questions from the end. Is there any requirement of CGPA? Your academic scores matter a lot. We cannot give you a cutoff how much it should be, but yes, your good academic scores are definitely one of the eligibility requirements. Like for IIT Bombay, you need first class degree, 60% or above. Same goes with programs for masters and PhD in Germany. We have already mentioned IELTS requirements many times. For PhDs, IELTS required for DAD scholarship. Yes, it is required for Bangladeshi students. Is there any master's scholarship under DAD for economic graduates? Public Policy Good Governance is one such program you can look at. I've already shared the details. Please go to the funding-guide.de to see more details. Maybe we can take one last question. We have come to the end of the session. In fact, exceeded the time. For PhD, should I contact the German professor first before applying to a particular university in Germany?
The German professor you have to contact. There are two ways of doing PhD in Germany. I think we should also clarify that. You do individual PhD, generally how it is done in the subcontinent, directly under a professor, or you do a PhD within a structured PhD which the university offers. Now, a lot of times these structured PhDs are also come with their own funding. So you don't need to look at DAD for all your funding requirements. Then in case of a structured PhD, the topic is already decided, it is given to you, and you will look into that only. There's coursework, there's a group of professors with whom you will work interdisciplinary in approach. You will also work with a group of students. The fixed duration is 4 years. There is no possibility of extending it in any way. Individual PhD, you have the option of deciding your own topic. You need to be highly motivated, self-disciplined, and organized to do this. As one of the PhD scholars earlier told me in another conversation, PhD is a lonely place in India or also in Germany. It is difficult. So you have to decide which is the format which suits you the best. And here in individual PhD, you have the possibility of deciding your own topic. But I would still say that if you're planning to do some research and you have already found some professor, then you should discuss the topic with the professor in detail, because we sitting here don't really know what's going on in terms of research in Germany. So that would be the possibility. So in that case, in case of structured PhD, you will contact the university. In case of individual PhD, you will contact the professor. And in case if the professor says, okay, in that case, if you also are funding yourself, you will have to take admission. And then comes the question of applying to the university. Yeah, okay. So one question which I think is from Arnab Saha. If you have study gap, but you have work experience, that makes no difference. Your 6 years rule is sacrosanct. There is no exception, except for what I had mentioned otherwise, in case of sickness and maternity.
Okay, so I think we've come to the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you still have any queries, this is our contact details. Please feel free to reach to us and we will definitely reply back as soon as possible. And Shumon is there at DAD IP office Dhaka. So his details are also mentioned here. Please feel free to get in touch with us and attend our sessions. You can also subscribe to our newsletters, like our social media pages, and cue in to what is happening in Germany and what DAD has to offer to your region. Thank you so much. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Shumon. Thank you, Anurupa. And thanks everyone for joining in. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.